Hello, thank you very much for tuning into this week's section of reads. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. This should be on the YouTube channel James13 Wicca, just in case you're seeing it somewhere else. What else was I going to say? The cards and dice that's listed below. I think that's pretty much what I got for you. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. With no further ado, let's go ahead and get into your reading. Hello, Aquarius. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Aquarius? What's going on here? Is that good or bad? I don't even know. Okay. One more. Okay. We're going to have to read it to find out. Because the way these cards are coming out, it could go left or right. Gotta get through it, I guess. Gotta get through it. Alright, so I keep feeling like you're a cornerstone of this situation. You don't hold it together by yourself, but definitely without you there, this would not work. At least not the way it is. It's not something that needs a lot of thought, but it does require things are constantly in motion. It doesn't require a lot of thought, at least not for you. For you, this isn't that complicated. It's just got to keep it moving. Certain things show up, you make a decision. And I feel like whatever the decisions are coming in, it's kind of like, well, the kids came home from school early. It's like, all right, well, somebody has to be there. Let me just go through my list and see what I can get. There we go. I already know who's acceptable and who's not. This is what has to happen. It's not expected, but it's not that complicated to know what you got to do next. Again, at least to Aquarius, it's like, well, this is obvious. That's happening. You need to do this. I'm not upset about anything, but I do feel like I'm stuck with it. I don't know. I was questioning, like, do you like it? But then it immediately comes in, it's not a factor here. I don't know what that means. Do you like it? And all I get was, that's not a factor here. It's just something that needs to get done, so you do it. And that's what it is. It is very cut and dry to me, too. I keep feeling that way about it. All right. What are we dealing with? Like, I mean, it's a general read, I know, but like, there's a reason we're bringing this in. It's got a lot of boundaries, too. A lot of boundaries. And certain people in this situation constantly try to break those boundaries. And it doesn't make sense what they're doing. So it's almost like, for example, the kids get home at 3, if that's what we're doing. There's people who are supposed to be there waiting for the kids. Those people seem to think that's negotiable, in the sense of like, well, I'll be there around 3. And they're like, no, no, you need to be there before 3. In fact, you need to be there at 2:30 to make sure that you're more than ready for when they show up. 3 is not a negotiation. You can't show up right when they do or after. You need to be there before they do. And like waiting a half an hour and showing, like, if they're home by themselves for half an hour, that's no. That's a no. That's a no. This is one of the things I feel like I have to regulate, which is like, I feel like sometimes I'm baffled. Like, why do they think that's a negotiable? And why do I have to keep reminding them that that's not a negotiable? But I constantly keep it where it needs to go. I keep thinking it's going to get better, and we keep coming back around to the same problems. This is where you're thinking things are. This is what you're doing for it. I feel like I have to keep playing the same role, and I'm just like... Certain people just never seem to advance with the situation. They don't seem to evolve. They don't seem to grow. And I'm less... And sometimes it's very baffling is what I keep getting. Very baffling. Like, how do you not realize that that wasn't just for today? It wasn't just today that somebody had to be there waiting for the kids. It's every time they come home. Like, the kids should not... Like, they're young. They're little. You don't... Okay. I don't know. I keep getting this analogy, like to you it's like clearly, but other people seem to not get that. I don't know. That's a weird analogy, and I keep seeing it play out, and I'm like, how would... Okay, whatever. Somebody's walking away. Ooh. Somebody is walking away. I don't think it's you. Somebody else is, though. I'm just kind of like... I feel like when somebody's leaving the situation, they're just leaving it. However that's happening is however that's happening. The creation card fell out of the... Is that the one that fell out? Or the self-realization, self-reflection? The self-reflection is a very interesting card because it's like... That's this one. It's being faced with the truth and having no way around it. That's how I see this card. Doesn't matter if people like it or not. The truth is the truth, and when somebody is faced with the self-realization, like, it's kind of like, I've been doing that this whole time and that was wrong. It's one of those things. Or sometimes it's like when you get hurt or sick, it's just like if you're sick and you can't get up out of bed, you can't take care of things like normal, and it's just the self-realization of that sometimes too. Limitations that just will not be denied any longer. Something is changing. Somebody's walking away. They're going away. They're disappearing from the situation, and there's no negotiability about it. Judgment feels like a hard, like, bam, this is the judgment. That's just what it is. It feels very heavy to me. It really does. This moment might throw you off. I don't think you're expecting it. It may very well throw you off. I don't know what's going on here, but there's something about it that really, when it throws you off, the knee-jerk reaction is just to try to keep getting through the moment. This seems to be really... This is going to make this situation so much harder for you if you do that. I think it makes legitimate sense why you would handle it that way. I feel like it makes sense in the moment why, but they're saying it's going to make this drag out and be so much worse for you than it has to be, because it puts so much in question. It's kind of like, say somebody was taking care of the kids or whatever, and they're not there anymore. It's just not an option anymore. They're gone. However that happened. And it's like some days I go home early, and then I pay somebody to do it some days, and then I get a relative some days, and I ask a friend some other days, and I just feel like I'm just trying to make it through the week so I can stabilize this. This doesn't seem to work. It makes the stress just get worse and worse, and it's just like every day is like a new, like, I don't know what I'm going to do today type situation. The other possibility is immediately, like, I'm seeing two different ways. Like, whatever is going on, like, I'm just day by day just trying to make it work out. It seems like it creates a crazy amount of stress. The other version is, all right, I'm just going to need to take a couple days off here. And then for these 2 days, clearly I'm going to be the ones here for the kids. But from the beginning to the end of each day, I am working on just creating a new plan and just fixing it. It's kind of like, I don't really want to do that version, but I feel like if I just I just take the 2 days off, and then from beginning of the day to the end of the day, both days, I'm just like focusing on like I need to solve this problem. I have a feeling there's going to be also extra problems that are also connected to this. It doesn't seem like this is going to breed just one problem. It feels like there's going to be a boatload of them. And if I just take these 2 days, for example, I just keep solving them. I'm just dedicating that time to it. I didn't want to take these 2 days off, but this is what I got to do. Then this is what I got to do. And I feel like I'm getting to the bare bones of it. When I see that purity card, I keep thinking like bone, like I'm hitting bone. It's not comfortable, but it's like I know it's here and I know how it has to be fixed, and I just got to do it. I don't like doing it, and it's just getting through it as fast as I can the right way. It's I just keep getting I don't want to do that. I keep feeling that energy like I don't want to do that. But when I'm measuring the stress, the way I don't want to do it, the stress is a lot lower than the way that I'm just trying to make it work out every day. I'm just handling every day. I'm just handling every day. Like the stress for doing it the way I don't want to do it down here. Just handling it day by day, day by day, the stress is way up here. This reading hopefully is just giving you some type of comparison if this happens, just to make it easier on you in the long run. I also get like the time it lasts is also, it's not just the stress, it's also how long the situation is an issue. If I keep doing it day by day by day by day, it just lasts a lot longer than it really has to. If I just go into it and do it the way I don't really, it's for something about it, there's just, it's kind of like if I was looking at this like the kid thing where this person who was watching them just left, they're not there. It's kind of like I don't want to take 2 days off because it's taking away from a vacation I have planned. I just don't really want to do that, but I'm like realizing if I'll just shorten up the vacation and I'll just use those 2 days here. Even though I didn't like that option, because the stress level and because it solves it so quickly, in the long run, it works a lot better for you. I don't know. Hopefully that's helpful because there's more coming out here because I feel like there's so many variables going on here where things are like they're good and then they're not, and they're good and then they're not. It's kind of like things are okay, things seem to be working, then the Wheel of Fortune takes a spin, and then I have to work to fix it, and there's a lot of energy around this trying to fix it. There's moments where it gets stuck and there's only so much I can do about this. This situation is like all over the place, whatever it is. I keep feeling it. So whatever happens here, if I do what I don't want to do, if I handle it the way I don't really want to handle it, it wraps it up, it solves it, and I can move on from it. Otherwise, it just becomes such a painful, constant, like, I don't know what's going on here because it just seems to drag on. Even when I think I've fixed it, even when I think I've solved it, it just doesn't seem to be right. It just doesn't seem to be right, and I keep having to come around and come around and come around. Because if I keep flying by the seat of my pants, I don't get to put the energy into it that'll help me find the correct answers. It doesn't have to drag out like that. And I think that's what they're trying to put here. Like, doing it the way you don't want to do it will solve it, put it in place, and you can move on from it. Doing it the other way that seems more comfortable, seems it anyway, I just feel like it gets stuck. There's boundaries. This energy comes in. I feel like also they're kind of warning. So I'm going to use that vacation analogy again. I don't want to take 2 days off because that's going to take away from a vacation that I have planned, and then I'm going to have to shorten up my vacation or possibly cancel that vacation. By doing it the long way, you may end up with the same result. So if you're going to end up with the same result anyway, you might as well just bite it right in the beginning, and just get over it, get through it. Take it with a grain of salt. Overall, the situation will work out, but you may either, I feel like one way or another, I feel like I'm going to get to this part where I'm going to have to do something I don't want to do. That Tower card is coming in, and it feels like I can either pay now or pay later. It does kind of feel that. I can either pay for it now, or I can put it on layaway and I can pay for it later with more interest. Kind of like a loan. I can either like pay the $1,000 now and it's $1,000 gone, or I can put it on a credit card and by the time I'm done paying for it, it might have been $2,000. I'm just saying, it could be, depending on how much you pay per paycheck or whatever. If you keep paying the minimum balance, you'll never pay it off. That's for sure too. Anything else? Hopefully this is empowering, because I feel like what they're saying is there's something coming up. Just handling it and handling it the way you don't want to handle it, we'll get rid of it. We'll just, it's done. Didn't like it, but not handling it, trying to do it the easier way may end up with the same result, and you may end up doing what you didn't want to do anyway. So why waste time? Might as well just get it out of your way. Reduce the stress, reduce the problem, reduce the time you have to deal with it. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.